What is up? Hope everything is good with you guys. Hope you guys are staying safe with the coronavirus pandemic that is going on. It's pretty funny because a couple videos back, I released a video called Signs That You're Not Gonna Transfer Well or something along those lines. And I answered some questions that were not really good, just to give you guys an example of what those questions were like. And after that video, I got a lot more questions on the same day. Surprisingly, I feel like the video made some positive impact because the questions that I got, the new questions that I got, were actually really good. So let's knock out some of these questions that I got that you guys are curious about. Question number 1, do you think there's a high chance of getting into USC or other elite private schools as a sophomore transfer? I want to get the fuck out of community college, LAMO or LMAO. I am anticipating a 4.0 and my high school stats were similar to yours, but a little better. Very good question. For me personally, I stayed at community college for 2 years. So when I went to USC, I was a junior transfer. I know that you can transfer to USC just by staying 1 year at community college. And I believe the minimum units for a sophomore transfer is 30 units, if I'm not mistaken. Once I got to USC, I've actually met a handful of guys and girls who were sophomore transfers as well. So right off the bat, I can tell you it is definitely possible, but I'd say it's a little bit difficult than getting into as a junior transfer, because for me, I definitely could have applied my sophomore year of community college, but my mentality was I want to reduce the chances of me not getting in. And with 30 units, that's just not enough to finish all the GEs and the required classes that USC is asking for. When I applied to USC from community college, I finished every single GE that was offered by my community college. I finished all 3 years of my foreign language, which was a requirement as well. I think 1 or 2 years may have been the minimum, but I just wanted to fill out everything to make my application look perfect. So to answer your question, yes, you can transfer as a sophomore, but if your only reason is you just want to get out of community college as fast as possible, I'd say to maybe reconsider it and maybe pad your stats up a little bit more so that you can apply as a junior with more credentials, with more GEs done, with more required classes finished. But up to you, as long as you have over 30 units, I believe, and minimum 3.7, I'd say why not? Apply and see what happens. Question number 2, did you have to fulfill the foreign language requirement for USC? If so, please explain what it is and how difficult or not it is. So this is kind of related to the first question. Yes, I had to fulfill the foreign language requirement. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but other than math, foreign language is by far my worst subject. In fact, foreign language might have been even worse than my math skills. I took Spanish as my foreign language at community college, and it's funny because I took Spanish 1, I think 3 times, and I still don't understand the language at all. I took Spanish 1 in middle school, I took Spanish 1 again in high school, and then I took Spanish 1 again in college, in community college. So 3 times, same book too, same workbook too, I think. Don't understand the language. Even though I got an A in that class, math and Spanish was the classes I had to study the hardest by far. I think in terms of my Spanish tests at college, I never did bad, but I never did good as well. I think my Spanish test exam grades were, B to A- average, but my Spanish professor at community college, she offered a lot of extra credit opportunities. For example, like one extra credit opportunity was we had to pick up trash with her on a Saturday and like next to the highway for like 3 hours. And I did that shit. Like I actually fucking woke up hella early in the morning to pick up trash just to get extra credit points. So because of that opportunity, I was able to pad my, my B average test grade with the extra credit scores to get an A in that class. But that just shows you how hard I had to work to get an A. USC, and I believe most colleges do require a foreign language requirement. So check what it is with the school you want to get into. USC, you definitely need it. For me, it was hard, but I know for other guys and girls, foreign language comes hella easily, but that was not the case for me. It was hella hard. And actually at USC, I had to finish up my Spanish foreign language. I think my 4th semester's worth, but I took a Korean placement exam as a foreign language at USC and I passed it. So I didn't have to take foreign language at USC, which was a huge plus. And I don't even know how I passed the Korean exam because my Korean, my writing and reading is fucking terrible. So I don't know how I passed it, but I did. Question number 3. For your online classes, did you have to go on campus or anything to do the midterms, final exams for your classes? How did you take them? So online classes, I never had to go on campus to take any exam or test. Everything was done online. I remember for my online classes during, finals week, I would just finish all my online tests at home. Maybe it took me like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, depending on what class and what topic it was. But online classes are really easy for the most part because you have all the information in front of you. For an online test question, if I didn't know something, I'd literally just go on Google and just Google, the question, or I would go on Wikipedia, look up the information. And obviously professors know that people do that, so they make it a little bit more difficult. But community college, I took online classes for history, psychology, sociology, and most of the questions I could find online with no issues. So online was all done on my computer. And then the traditional classes, where the professor teaches you, those tests I took at school. So I have a lot more questions to answer, but like I said, I can't do this in one video. I can't even do this in 15 videos. I have to split this up into several videos to answer these questions. So if you guys have any questions that you guys are curious about, write it in the Google's question link below and make sure they are quality questions, because I'm not trying to answer some dumbass questions, and I'm sorry, but I have gotten some of those. But do your research, study hard, work hard, be persistent, and good luck with your transfer journey.